Hey everyone, so I thought I would do a little check-in with you guys since I'm back on my detox. So I just wanted to do a little recap in how I broke my fast and you know, what's been happening since then. You know, so I already pre-planned to have a little bit of break for my birthday weekend, and I think the refeeding process went pretty good. You know, I took some photos of like everything that I ate, and I'm gonna post it here somewhere so you guys can see. So I ended up breaking my fast on Friday night, like I previously talked about, just because Saturday I was going to be working with some fungi. So I usually don't eat before like ceremonies and stuff. Usually try to stay fasted for at least a few days beforehand. But since I was already fasted for so long, I wanted to break it and then go back into another fast. So I wouldn't have so much stomach upset in the evening. So that Friday night around 9 o'clock I broke my fast, and I had coconut yogurt with some green powder, seaweed, some avocado, and then some butter lettuce with some cauliflower. So for me personally, I noticed when I break my fast with more fat, it helps with the elimination process a lot quicker. You know, a lot of times when we kick out all these toxins and like heavy metals and stuff, you kind of need the fat binding properties to help with the elimination process. That's just what I figured out in my trial and error. A lot of times when you're just breaking it with fruit and other things, you're still kicking out more waste and more toxins. So it just accumulates more and more in your body, which is probably why a lot of people experience hair loss and all these other symptoms, because that's what I was experiencing when I broke my fast with fruit all the time. It wasn't until I started using fat that I noticed I wasn't having all those reactions. And I also had really good elimination. You know, I woke up at like 1 and I had a bowel movement, and then I also had another bowel movement in the morning. So everything was smooth as sailings, no gas, bloating, or anything after I broke my fast. And then Saturday was kind of just fasted, and then in the evening time, well, after everything was over, so technically it was Sunday morning, I did have some food from my friend Juan. He cooked dinner for us, even though nobody really ate it on Saturday. So like around 5 in the morning, I did have some of his cooking, which was really just collard greens. There was other stuff in it like potatoes and carrots, and I think even some turkey, but I didn't have any of that. I just had collard greens, which were super delicious. And then a few hours later when I woke up, I also did have some orange juice at some time, and then I had some fruit and a little bit of oatmeal, and it was just plain. There was really no kind of sweetener, well, and some almond milk in there, no sweetener or anything else in that. And then I was all thinking like, man, I didn't really get to have like a birthday cake or a cookie or anything. So then I ended up having some of these raw brownies, which are actually really good, and they were cacao chocolate. So I did get to indulge a little bit in that. And ironically, I didn't even get any cacao, ceremonial cacao, during the ceremony, because it just kept on burning. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'm not supposed to have any cacao tonight. You know, everybody else got their cacao, but every time we were reheating it, it kept on burning over and over and over. So I was like, you know what, I'll have cacao another time. So no cacao for me, which was kind of one thing that I was really craving, but I think the craving went away. And then later on Sunday evening, I was like, let me just have one thing that I really want. And I just had some quinoa and eggplant, which was really good. Basil, eggplant, and quinoa. And then I was actually really full after that, but then for some reason, like 2 hours later, I was like, you know what, since I'm about to go back on a detox, I ended up eating something else. And I know I really did not need this meal, so I was very conscious of it, but I still ate it anyway. I had this veggie chili with some seed crackers, which was very good. And that was literally the last thing I ate. And then Monday, and I started transitioning back into detox, not really having much cravings for anything else. So I feel like, you know, I feel like after this detox, and especially after the weekend, a lot of things really did shift for me. in terms of just not feeling like I needed to rush back to food, because I feel like a lot of times when we fast a lot, when people have that rebound binging, it's kind of like you feel that sense of lack, or I don't know if it's related to scarcity or something, but you just feel like you have to reabsorb all the calories that you lost or something. But I noticed I didn't have that sense of urgency anymore, and I was just okay with, you know, just continuing on just like I wasn't fasting, you know. So that was a big shift for me. Felt like I cleared out a lot this weekend, so that probably contributed to the shift as well. And then what else did I notice? Oh yeah, also during this whole detox, I noticed a shift with me and my behavior, because before, when I used to fast a lot, I always used to have to watch mukbangs or constantly look up food recipes and videos and all this stuff. But I noticed this time around I was not doing that anymore. Like, I noticed I could detach from like watching all these videos or looking up tons of recipes, or going on Instagram looking at all these food pictures and stuff. I noticed that drastically started to decline, and I was okay just not being worried or having my mind fixate on food. So that is definitely a great thing. You know, you don't even realize how much of your day and time can be focused and fixated on worrying about food, you know. So yeah, I noticed that shift in me as well. So I'm really happy how like my mindset is really changing, and I'm starting to see food just for nourishment, and not like having so much emotional stronghold and the strong attachment to it. It's starting to lessen, and definitely just clearing out energy has helped so much with that shift. Oh, I definitely love the fungi. So if you know what I'm talking about. So continuing on my next detox, and I'll probably talk about it when it's over. You know, I'm still getting to a groove of exactly what I want to do for these 30 days, you know, or if I'm just gonna break it up 2 weeks with one thing and 2 weeks for the other thing. But I'll talk about it after it's done. You know, I kind of like this approach a lot better. It helps me stay focused and motivated, and not feeling like so much pressure to share every little thing, you know, right away and make a video so quickly. So I can just focus on making other kind of content and not so much like food related things. So yeah, so that is pretty much it, how my refeeding process went. I am super happy with what happened, and how I was like changing my mindset, you know, even though I know there was a little bit of slip-ups, but this is 1,000 times better than the previous, my former self, and how I used to break fast and, you know, binging like crazy. So yes, I'm so excited. And so that's pretty much it. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you guys. Bye.